Oh, yeah. We're here, we're here, we're here. Oh, my God, that jam, Paul. I mean, that jam, I hear it in my dreams. I love it. I love it. Everyone loves this Everything Money theme song. We welcome you in from all over the world. We welcome you in. Today's the big day, the 2 p.m. live stream, y'all. We're here. Paul is here. Mo is here. Nicole is switching. Tim is here. The whole gang's all back. A sea of red today, Paul. You're frothing at the mouth. I thought you had rabies.
It's a lot of red today. It's 2%, so it looks like the office is getting free lunch tomorrow.
Paul, we talk about my journey here. I represent you, the viewer, if you're new to the channel. And boy, I was sharding my pants in the past when the market went down, even a smidge, Paul. And now, like you, I just love this, Mo. I love the thought process of people flock to our channel when the market's down. Red. Why is that, Mo?
I think because just as well as everybody wants to be told, I've said this for a long time, the idiot YouTubers, they have followers and they have a large following because everybody wants to be told it is okay to press buy or sell on this stock. And whether it's good or bad or it doesn't matter and you don't know what day it is, everybody wants to be told it's okay. And I think on days that you see a lot of red, somebody has to comfort you and coddle you. And that's what we're here to do.
People ask me why this channel, I say only has 80-some thousand subscribers, Paul, but there were times when we had 2,000 subscribers. And I even explained it to my wife, say you're a viewer like yourself, and maybe you're looking to get into Bitcoin, and you fire up YouTube, and there are 2 videos. Andre Geek telling you you'll be a gazillionaire, or Everything Money tell you you'll be an idiot for buying this. Which one are you going to click? So I'm not surprised these people have 10 times the amount of subscribers, but when we pass them, in that day, we'll have a little party and double middle fingers to these people who have been, I get fired up now, Mo.
Yeah, the difference is we have longevity, they don't.
So when it all comes crashing down, and who knows when, we'll be here smiling all the way. Smiling and buying, right, Paul? We welcome in Paul
Absolutely.
Gabriel. I love you to death.
Smiling and buying.
Today we are taking donations. Today's charity is called Minds Matter Cleveland. You can find it at mindsmattercleveland.org. This is my charity pick. I recently met a guy. Paul, you're going to like this. In the city of Cleveland, there's volunteers who help students of the inner city who are just on the cusp of getting into a really great college. However, they might lack the everyday reading, writing, and speaking skills to do so. So we take some of the best of the inner city schools and help them get into that college that they have the grades for. So I'd love to start volunteering here. All of the super chat donations today, we're asking for $50, so it's $50 to ask for an individual stock we'll look at. All of them will be donated to Minds Matter Cleveland. And if you're watching the whole show, we'll be reminding you, no pun intended, of this later in the week. Mo, how was you and Paul went to Florida? How is trading looking? Give us an update on your trades and what's going on in the Midwest Nation.
So I sold my Camping World this morning. I'm talking right now with my ambassadors about Apple and what we're going to do with that. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much action going on out there. I think there's a lot of people that are making a lot of money in the swing trading channel and the day trading channel. But long term, it's very difficult because you see a lot of this up and down every single day. It's hard to get a good trend rolling. So just be patient and learn how to swing trade and keep following your rules and everything is going to be okay.
Ziggy said we have to pay $60 a month and you have to donate to Ziggy. Without donations in this very live stream, we have 7 billion. There are about 150 chats that come through a minute. So if you'd like to come moderate, please do.
I already responded. You pay $60 a month for a lot of value. You don't pay $60 a month for this. This is the matter of, instead of just being democratic about it and saying, hey, we're not going to make any money off this, but if you really want us to talk about a stock, we gladly will, but you have to pay for it.
The first stock, Paul, is Tyson Foods. The ticker symbol is TSN. Robert Froman graciously gave a donation to Minds Matter Cleveland, helping inner city kids. And the first company is Tyson's Food, ticker symbol TSN. We will get after our 8 pillars. Paul can't even let me finish my sentence because I love you. Go, Paul.
$28 billion market cap, 5-year PE of only 13. That's a check mark. 5-year return on invested capital, though, that's kind of low, 6.4%. We want to see over 9%. So we have 1 check, 1X. Decent dividend yield, a little under double the market, and it only eats up about 1/3 of the 5-year free cash flow. So far, not bad. Remember, this 5-year return on invested capital shows they're not making good return on their invested capital, so you want to pay a little bit less money for it as time goes on. Income statement, revenue growth, 37 to 46, check mark there. Profit, 1.77 billion, 2.35, check mark there. Shares outstanding, barely down, but down nonetheless. Balance sheet, now remember, we want to see the long-term liabilities less than 5 times this number.
This is pillar number 6. Long-term liabilities divided by 5-year free cash flow. We want this under 5,
so
Paul.
we want $10 billion because we take the 5-year free cash flow of 1.94. I'm rounding up to 2. Multiply it by 5. It's about $10 billion. And our free cash flow, we have $13.8 billion in long-term liabilities. Is this bad? I don't know. I don't like it, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. There could be different dynamics in this business that make it okay. So that is something to definitely do more research on. Now for our cash flow, we went from 1.33 billion to 2.67. That's doubling the free cash flow over the last 5 years for an average of 1.94 times 20. We want a call it $40 billion market cap.
Hold on a second, Paul.
We have a check mark here. It's about 14 times free cash flow.
28 billion is the actual market cap. So this is looking pretty fly.
So I'm not worried about this as much. I'm more worried about this. This is the one I want to look at more. I want to understand the debt levels here. What is this long-term debt? Is this too much? Is this too little? Their revenue last year was 45 billion. So it doesn't seem unreasonable to have 15 billion in 15 billion in long-term liabilities, but I'm not exactly 100% positive. Profit margin is kind of low. That kind of bothers me, but either way, Mo, take it away. I'm going to put this in the stock analyzer tool. Let's see.
If you're new to the show, we do value investing, looking at companies for long-term holds. If you'd like to trade this in a quicker pace, you can join Mo in the Business Nation. Go to everythingmoney.com. Join him on a daily basis. Show his trades, the Employee Trader Series, all of that by the Egyptian Dreamboat. And Mo, your girlfriend and I were commenting, when you gaze into the mirror at yourself, those biceps, the chest, the back, I mean, you don't skip anything.
Remember the picture of A-Rod when he was just standing in the mirror staring at himself?
That's you?
I do that for at least 30 minutes every single morning.
Why wouldn't you with that face and that bod? Are they trading this stock, Tyson, Mo?
So this is a good one, and I wanted to show both of them. This is the long-term chart, this is the daily chart, and I wanted to show both because you have a downtrend here and you have an uptrend here. So this goes to show you that even though that the overall trend is down, you can still make money going long on this thing from a daily perspective. So let me blow up this chart and just show you. So right now, Tyson is a downtrend. And the good thing is you have a little bit of a gap to fill. So I do think that at some point, this thing will come down here. It has a lot of room to run to the downside, and you can capitalize on a short there. Now, you can also go from the daily perspective, and as long as you get some good engulfing candlesticks, you have a really good looking trend here. You're actually having a pretty decent day today, even with the rest of the market down. If you get something like that tomorrow that takes out today's high, the high of that top of that wick, you can go ahead and play this thing long term. This is a really good looking stock from both aspects, depending on which way you want to go with it.
That was straight fire, Mo. I mean, you were getting really good.
Thanks.
We look at old videos of Mo, and if you've been around, if you've been OG homie, I mean, he hasn't even been on. Paul, it's just this year Mo joined us.
Yeah, he joined us in what, March, April?
And we fired up that first live stream of his.
It was so funny. It was at a Sunday barbecue. We fired it up and put it on the big screen.
It's amazing how far this man has
you guys
gone.
did that Sunday?
Yeah, it was a little kind
After
of funny.
the Browns game.
Was it bad?
You have Stock Analyzer tool open. And for viewers, this tool can help you find the price you may want to pay for right now for this company and see if it's justifiable.
So one thing I want to look at is low, medium, and high. I went really low from their numbers, and here's why. I went to the cash flow statement, and I see in this line right here, acquisitions, dispositions. If it's a negative number, it means they're making acquisitions. And there are quite a few big acquisitions in the last 10 years. So this isn't all organic growth. So I want to focus on organic growth. If they stop making acquisitions today, how'd they do? So I'm looking at 2, 3, and 4% revenue growth. Share buyback, 0, negative 0.25, negative 0.5. Profit margin, pretty tight window here. Did the same thing. Same with free cash flow margin. PE, doesn't have a high return on invested capital, isn't growing a ton. I want a low PE. I want to be conservative. Hit analyze. All right, guys, it's actually not terrible. It's not far off. It's at $77 right now. My middle number is low 60s. This is 20% pullback. You might think that's a lot. It's really not a lot. This ain't far from doing this. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do I feel comfortable with that debt level of 7 times the 5-year free cash flow? And if you are, I would add this to the watch list and be maybe a buyer and maybe start buying in the mid to high 60s and dollar cost average on the way down if you can. I don't think this is bad.
This hit an all-time high in January of 2020, Paul. It was almost $94.
Oh, wow, really?
So maybe, Mo, we got some room to run there.
Yeah.
And an interesting stock. Robert, thanks for giving us this stock. And of course, thanks for the donation. All donations today go to Minds Matter Cleveland, helping kids get into college. Our second donation was given by Will. Thank you, Will, so much, with a handsome photo there in his YouTube profile. The second company, Paul, is ticker symbol FLGT. FLGT is Fulgent Genetics. Sorry, sorry, it was misspelled. Genetic was misspelled. It was I read it exactly how it was written, Paul. Genetics. Okay, got it.
All right, you ready?
Over there.
Yeah,
so we have a $2.6 billion market cap.
2.6. Thank you.
So a 5-year PE of 26 and a 1-year PE of 5.2. So something happened in the last year that caused major profit. So look at this return on invested capital. 5 years, 12.7, 1 year, 65%. All right, so I'm immediately going to skip to the income statement because I want to see what the heck happened here.
Pillar number 3, revenue and profit, Paul.
Okay.
You know this.
So look at this. Yeah, this is our.
Tell me, babe. Fulgent Genetics.
What the heck happened?
Fulgent Genetics. This is new.
This is the
all right. So what I'll say about this, guys, is
brief thing I've ever seen.
What was that?
I'm looking on their website. I just don't get, they don't even disclose
guys,
what
they did
do.
$43 million in revenue by the end of June 2026, and they did almost $1 billion in the next year.
Wow.
That's a little confusing to me. So I'm sitting here saying, why is that happening? Any idea?
Will, maybe you can put in the chat why you love this.
So I'm looking
or
at
how
going,
it got on your
unfortunately,
radar.
I can't go further on this one because I don't really have a track record to look at. It's selling for a really low multiple right now, but is this sustainable? I don't know. Is this $500 million? All that matters here is what happened that caused the revenue to go up 20 times in 1 year. That's pretty weird.
COVID testing. COVID testing.
Okay,
It does say
then
COVID testing is right at the top of their website.
okay. So you have to ask yourself, one, are they going to open more tests for other things that will keep the revenue sustainable? To me, I'm ignoring the stock because it's all reliant on COVID testing. I don't like, ride or dies on one product that's for all we know could be temporary. When I say temporary, a couple of years at most.
Right. And do you really want to go and I think that Quest Diagnostics and Core Lab, I think they do a pretty damn good job for pretty much every large hospital around the country. Do you really want to go and fight with them? I just don't understand the point. But from a trading perspective, same thing. We have a downtrend right now, but let's look at a swing trading aspect on this because it's probably a lot more fun. You're fighting some moving averages right now, namely the 200 and the 100, but you are getting a very good trend right here. If you can just get some volume. Now, I have a problem with that volume. It's 463,000 shares traded per day on average, so I'm going to take it all back. Pass on this one from a trading perspective. Yeah.
Overall, just for me, it's a pass.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your thoughts on this one. I would say when in doubt is I just like to go back to the basics here. Is as Warren Buffett would teach our value investors is this a great company? Maybe. Is it currently cheap? Doesn't look like it. And does it have a modish? Well, I'm guessing there's going to be more people. Well, it actually
is cheap. It's only selling for 5 times profit, but that's on 1 year of profit. And you have to assume that this is going to continue on. I don't know.
And basically, what is this competition? Could there easily be new companies that do this? There certainly are. So, but interesting find for sure. Paul, the third stock today is from Roland, and he is looking for VRTX. VRTX. This is Vertex Pharmaceuticals. It's a global biotech company. Vertex Pharmaceuticals.
Okay, so Vertex. Cystic fibrosis, it says. Okay, so $47 billion market cap, 5-year PE of 34. That's an X. Very healthy margins, though, if you look over here. No dividend yield and a high return on invested capital, which is expected from the pharmaceutical business. We want over 9%. It is 14.2. So far, 1X and 1 check. Income statement. Wow, tripling the revenue in the last 5 years, 2.14 to 6.68. And then profit, wow, 259 to 2 billion. And they had losses the previous 4 years before that.
That was pillar number 4, Paul?
Yep. Shares outstanding, pillar number 5, increasing, so that's an X.
Uh-oh.
Let's see their balance sheet. We want 1.4 times 5 is $7 billion or less in long-term liabilities. So we have 1.19 billion. So they have plenty of, actually, they have 8.46 in cash.
This is a
So
pillar number
that's $5
6.
billion net. Oh, that's pretty good. They have $5 billion net. Okay.
Pillar number
That's
7
good.
is free cash flow growth. We want this going up, of course.
Free cash flow, 600 million to 1.78, check mark there. Guys, they had 3 years of losses and 3 years of negative cash flow the 3 years before this last 5 years. So look into that as to why that happened. You want to look into that. That's kind of like, okay, is that something that's repeated? Yeah, that's weird. And then their average 1.4 times 20 equals $28 billion.
Yeah, the market cap's $47 billion.
Less the $5 billion
They have in cash?
they have in cash. So it's still an X there. So I guess you have to sit there and let's look at the revenue growth. Let's look at the stock. Actually, Mo, why don't you take it over first?
Okay, what we'll do is Mo will show you some trading. We'll go back to Paul for the stock analyzer tool with the Vertex. Mo, are people trading this? What's the volume like, baby? Give me.
It's probably low. I could take a quick, well, let's look at it after this.
Sure.
So the reason I zoomed out, and it got kind of chaotic up there, but the last time it was in the sweet spot, like with an uptrend, was April of 2020. Before that, before it actually had a long run, that was November of 2019. So you look at what's happened over the past year, and it really hasn't, every time it gets into the sweet spot, it falls right back down. They've really been beaten down. I mean, guys, this is a very difficult one. And I don't think that I would trade something like this. And also you have to look at what they do. Like Paul said, it's cystic fibrosis. There's no cure for that disease. So there's other drug companies.
That's a good thing, though, isn't there?
It's a good thing.
Because that means people, I shouldn't say that. What I mean is for a drug company,
Yes.
the money's in the treatment, not in the cure,
Correct.
right? Maybe.
But I also look at it as Vertex Pharmaceuticals going up against bigger and badder drug companies that are in the cystic fibrosis world. People are going to go with them. That's the way I
Could
look
be an
at
acquisition, though,
it. Could be.
if it was cheaper.
Could be.
Paul, show our new viewers, and especially those who subscribed to us this past weekend, as you maybe have seen us with Jimmy from Learn to Invest. We had him in last week. What a wonderful guest we had. If you're new, we welcome you in. Paul, show them our software and the stock analyzer tool behind you, what it does really, because this is something difficult to grasp for a dummy like me. Okay,
So revenue growth, 8, 10, and 12%. We have share change, 2, 1, and 0. We have profit margin, 20, 24, 20. I mean, look at this right here. These are my assumptions I'm making. I'm assuming 14, 16, 18 PE and price of free cash flow. The company's currently at 182. So on the high side, it's looking okay, but you're only gonna make about 10% of your money. If you're willing to wait and be patient for the low 100s, which is only 33% away. I know I say only, but on individual stocks, that can happen very, very, very quickly. But again, know the pipeline, know the patents that are going through on these couple of drugs. Are they holding on for a long time? Are they gonna own these patents for a long time? If they're the tail end of the patents, you wanna be very careful about that.
All right, that is our take on Vertex Pharmaceuticals. Thank you, Roland, for the donation. All donations today in the Super Chat are going to Minds Matter Cleveland, a charity that helps inner city kids get into college. We have another one, Paul. But first, let's take a short break. Make sure you fondle that thumbs up. We will be announcing very soon our Austin, Texas one-day workshop featuring the three of us. This is Sunday, December 12th. It'll be available to our top tier patron and Everything Money community members first before it hits the public. Paul, would you like to elaborate on your excitement surrounding this workshop?
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. It's limited, 50 people. We're gonna talk, everybody here is gonna talk about things. There's gonna be like obviously a gift bag with a lot of good stuff in there, not some crap stuff. We're gonna have breakfast and lunch for everybody. We plan to make it a very intimate event because it's 50 of us there. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be our first start on an event, and we plan on having many more in the future.
And if you want to trade again, you can join the Bid and Ask. Click the link below, everythingmoney.com. You can join our community of 6,200 members talking, like-minded folks talking, and about 800 people are in the Bid and Ask.
Yeah, probably 900 now.
Jeez.
Yeah,
and you guys are chatting all day trading, long-term trades.
there's people making some good, serious money in here. It's incredible.
Yeah, so if you like following rules, you're disciplined and want to get into this, you can join us. And Paul, the last thing I wanted to say, yes, we are of course giving away a Tesla when we hit 100,000 subscribers. We gave one away at 50,000, and the winner took the cash payout. So hopefully someone takes the car. Paul and Mo will go to the shop with you. We'll order up a Tesla, and you'll get it in about 3 years. It's great. It's a great plan.
3 years if you're lucky.
So if you join the community, you're automatically entered to win that Tesla. There's only 6,200 people, so
Every month that you pay, you have an entry.
that's right. So
So for those of you who've been with us for
a year.
no, not a year, but 10 months, Now, well, by the time the drawing happens, it'll be a year. You get 12 entries into it.
Incredible.
And every month that you pay for a subscription, your car gets delayed one more month.
So I had a super chat. Here it is. Here we go. The next donation is from Niels Fastadt. And the ticker symbol, of course, Paul, is CI, Cigna Corporation.
Ooh, Cigna. Insurance. It's health insurance.
Yeah, pharmacy benefit
So is this
management
like
and health
banking? Is
insurance
this like
services.
is it like insurance?
It's health insurance.
I don't know what's the difference between health insurance and regular insurance.
Nicole, what's the difference between health insurance and regular insurance?
Well, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about like how they handle their money. I don't think it's any different, Mo.
I don't think it is either.
Guys, unfortunately, I don't do insurance companies.
Yeah.
This is something we've said. So if you could pick another company, that'd be great.
Niels, if you'd like to pick another company, just tag me, Seth Kirchanen, and get another one.
Yep.
We can help you out there. Paul, at the moment, Nick Peppers is saying at the moment, there's no super chat donations at the moment, but we can definitely
we're going to take one more, by the way, after.
Yeah.
Why is my mouse not?
Guys, no banks, no energy, no insurance. There's one more. I don't know. No crypto.
Yeah. Well, of course. This is a great question from Andrew. Can we talk about mindset on how to deal with the current market, Paul? This is always this is your go-to. Let's get after it.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, this doesn't affect me at all. This makes me not even. I mean, it gets me. I'm like, oh, I like seeing that, but I'm more excited when 4,300 is down to 2,100, like half. Like to me, that's exciting. And I go, okay, I can probably find a lot of good deals at that market. When the market was at 3,300 before COVID, I thought the stock market was overpriced. So why would it be less overpriced now when not much has changed? So by the way, the market's rebounding. It was down over 2%. Mother F. Mm-hmm. So how you deal with the mindset? Just remember you're in it for the long haul. And when you see stocks go down in price, I don't check my stocks daily. Alibaba, my base is 175. I think it's 150 right now. So I'm down 15% on Alibaba. Do I care? No, I don't. I'm just like, okay, just keep rolling with it. I'm buying. I perceive that I understand the numbers, and I'm buying a good company at a good price. So I'm okay with it, right? So that's where I look at it.
I wanted to address this. I see this in a couple comments. I see this in direct messages to me. And so on a serious note for our community members, I have been seeing, guys, you don't have to analyze Microsoft and Facebook anymore. We get it. The point, folks, is we obviously realize there's some sort of a game to be played to be seen on YouTube. If you type in Facebook stock analysis, you're probably going to get the guys who have 10 times our subscribers. You'll never find us. So at times we have to do videos that we know you'll find us. And then once you're here, we started today doing our Patreon only content. We're calling them A Few Good Minutes of Paul and Mo getting right after some of those exact stocks you guys are requesting. We looked at Unilever. We looked at AutoNation today. We did a video that's coming out on Lockheed Martin, Snowflake, our thoughts on the China crackdown of Bitcoin. We did Micron. AMAT lost its ass today. Mm-hmm. Applied Materials, we did that. We did a blind stock. We were jamming today for you guys. So if you can just be patient, don't watch. If you don't want to watch some of the bigger stocks, don't, but just know we are dedicated to you all in the community. And Mo, would you like to say anything else about that, or what do you think, baby?
No, I mean, unfortunately, it's true. That's the way the algorithm goes. But once you guys find us, and we're going to do a lot more of these smaller ones, and like the 3 we did today, those were good value stocks to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we did one more, and I can't even remember which one we did. Yeah, wow, great. You guys are going to love the blind for sure.
All right.
And we have some reaction videos coming out this week as well, moving forward.
Are you going to tell them I got the blind right?
Yeah, so that was funny, Paul.
Off the dribble, I knew the company. It's like going to show me the main screen, the chart. I'm like, I know the company.
I mean,
and I got it right. I texted Tim. He goes, "That's the one."
I can't believe that.
It's the only second time it's happened.
Guys, if you'd like to see us partner with Sven, let him know, because just let him know, and he maybe help us knock on the door to get him. I
think I emailed him.
How many have you gotten right so far?
Just 2. The very first one and the one we did today.
I got Pinterest and then today's.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're in a competition.
Yeah, Mo did indeed just buy.
But no, you didn't get today right.
I did.
You got the industry right.
No, I told him the company.
Yeah.
I wrote on the board. Yeah.
Mo indeed will be buying a trading hamster to have on the live stream in the morning, a crypto trading hamster.
Can you please explain that story, Mo?
Yeah, so there was a story out there. I read it on the morning show this morning. There's a guy who set up this box, and inside the box he put like different levers, and attached to those different levers were buy and sell markers of different cryptocurrencies in a box. So he's been doing it since June. Since June, the hamster is up 24% against the S&P 500.
So not up 24%, beating the S&P by 24%.
Beating the S&P by 24%. Yeah. So the hamster is a genius.
What did our group chat say when you put that in there?
Mason said it looks like a lot like Jim's, and then everybody else ignored me.
Now, Paul, I know you have an extensive gerbil collection at the new mansion, which is very true. Let's see, so someone said, Brian just said, I found you guys after looking up Foot Locker, a stock analysis. Yes, folks, I hate to say, if we sit here and do all these no-name stocks no one's ever heard of, no one will ever find us. We can't add more depth to the software. We can't pay for the progress of the show moving forward. The 800 cinema cameras we have in here, the staff of 3 people to rub my feet while I'm talking. We need that.
I look at the expenses. You guys ever heard the expenses?
Just tell them, Paul.
It was $100,000 this month so far. We've spent on this.
You spent $100,000. I mean, some of these channels would be hard pressed to make $100,000.
Yeah, $100,000 on this channel. This channel cost me $100,000 this month. $129,000.
Oh, you said this month.
This month. $129,000 last month. Guys, this is a 7-figure expense business.
$100,000?
Yes. Man. Now, granted, the revenue was more than that, but still, it's a lot of money. And by the way, Seth, Mo, and Tim all get paid on revenue. Why? Because I don't want them to worry about the expenses. I will worry about the expenses, and the second it becomes a concern of mine, I'll go to Tim and say, Tim, we need to pump the brakes here. And I'm always going to be smart about the expense. I'm not going to spend just to spend, but I'm going to spend on the things that make the channel better, and personnel-wise and everything. But it was $100,000 this month so far. The month's not even done yet.
That's what I'm saying, folks. I mean, I would say a vast, vast majority of other YouTube channels you're watching is a guy sitting in his spare bedroom or garage just spitting random facts. And this is a full-blown business we've developed here, bringing you the data you asked for, which is the software. And so we got to do some of these bangers to get people on board with it. So, but we will be providing that content for you directly. So the Unilever, we're going to do more videos that are going straight to you, not hitting YouTube at all, and we're talking directly to our community. So
that is a lot of cocaine and hookers.
That is true. Yes. So
by the way, we also spent money on fixing the bullet holes behind Mo.
Can we get a EM hamster as a mascot?
I would think so, but he'd have to be in Poncho's cage.
We can put a cage right here. Just put one right here.
Yeah, big old hamster. We need to set up this experiment.
Mo, now
let's set it up against trading.
Mo, you might be onto something here. Now, the only problem, though, Paul, is you've smelled those gerbils and hamsters. I mean, they stink up the whole damn room.
Yeah, it depends where you put them, too.
Yeah.
True.
Of course, you know
you went there, Paul.
Awkward.
Okay. When is EM going public?
Never.
Okay.
When we want to make $14 billion in one day and then lose it all.
Guys, the reason I don't want to go public, I used to talk about going public, and the reason I don't want to is, the Koch brothers had the largest privately held company in the country. It was like $120 billion in revenue. I just have no desire to, because that means that I have to pay attention to what people's opinions are. And if I'm not going to care about the market's opinions on the stock market, why do I care about them saying something to me in terms of investing? And I know Berkshire Hathaway does a good job of just saying, this is what we're doing, take it or leave it. I like that, but I don't want to do it. I just don't want to deal with why they miss earnings this month. Well, because I'm investing back in the company. Oh, that's not the way I want to do things.
Scott, I see you're coming up with the frame rates. Message me in Discord if you're in the community. We can talk cameras. We are upgrading studio with more and more cameras. And behind Mo, we got a bunch of sound barrier, soundproofing. So hopefully we're going to start losing a little bit of that echo that I hear in my ear. So, Paul, let's keep going. Again, folks, we're taking $50 donations. They're going to Minds Matter Cleveland to help inner city kids get into college. But we can certainly take some of these other questions. Let's see. Mo, you see anything over there that I'm missing?
Somebody just donated $5. Okay, so we hit all of them, right? I see a Canadian $50 donation. Do we hit that one?
Oh, no, I did not, Mo. Thank you for that. Oh, this guy is great. There he is. I love you. Awake or Decree.
I think it was British Tobacco.
Yeah, BTI.
Cool.
BTI. The next stock, Paul, is BTI, British Tobacco. We did this in the past. I liked its fundamentals. I liked everything about it. My son bought this, and the amount of crap I got in the Discord because my son owned BTI. He was a proud stock owner of BTI. He has since.
Why'd you get crap for it?
It's like how could a 10-year-old hold a smoking company?
Very easy. He looks at cash flow.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about that this weekend. Nicole, when we were walking through Florida, I said, I've never seen more smokers, and I would be fine owning Altria Group. If people want to smoke, I'll make money off you. 100%.
That's
he makes a good point. It's very easy. Look at the cash flow.
So let's look at Paul. I can see already this was probably an 8-pillar stock or a little book. It was a little book stock.
Let's just go skip right to it and see if it's 8 pillars.
Go ahead. Here we go. Thanks.
It is not 8
Awake
pillars.
Or Decree. Go for it, Paul.
All right, guys. So 84 billion, 5-year PE of 5. That's a check mark.
Hell yeah.
5-year return on invested capital is kind of low, 5.6%. We want it to be over 9, so that's an X. The dividend deal is wrong. There has to be a bug there.
What is it? Let me look.
Yeah, there has to be a bug there.
28 would be high.
I'll report that. Thanks.
It is 8.18%.
Holy cow,
Still high.
8.1%.
Oh, maybe they just cut it and ours hasn't cut yet. That's probably why. All right, so revenue, guys, 19.36 billion to 35, but look at these big jumps. I can assure you there are acquisitions along this way, so keep that in mind when you look at it. Net income, 6.37 to 8.77. That's weird. They made 6.37 on 19.4, and they made 8.77 on 35 billion. Shares outstanding. Oh, look at this. Definitely made an acquisition, because look at this. They went from 1.86 to 2.29 billion. So they made some sort of acquisition here. That's fine. So that's an X there too. Balance sheet. We want their 5-year average free cash flow is 9.55. So we basically want $48 billion or less in debt, long-term liabilities. We got 76. So that's an X as well. Cash flow. Let's go back to annual. On the foreign stocks, guys, you'll find that when it shows weird stuff like this, click on annual. And because a lot of foreign stocks only report the annual. So look, 5.39 up to 12.37. So they bought a lot of free cash flow here, clearly. But look at these, look at the acquisitions. Yeah, for sure. Acquisitions here, 25 billion. That was the big acquisition, 5 billion. Yes, they've made some acquisitions along the way. All right. 9.55 times 20 is what? $195 billion. And their market cap is
84, Paul.
So it's very low there. So let's do this recap. Shares outstanding, I'm sure had a lot to do with the acquisition. So go find out what that jump in shares outstanding was. It wasn't even a ton. It was like 5% total. But the year before that, it jumped up big time. Cash flow. I like the cash flow growth a lot. I do like that cash flow growth a lot. So I'm wondering why it's staying down depressed on price. Why is that? Any ideas, guys?
No. I really don't know.
Huh. Why is the price staying so low? Let's go to news.
Oh, Awake or Decrease said they were adding cannabis to their business?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with
Sorry.
There's a lot of that out here, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
British Tobacco allegedly negotiated a bribe for somebody. FDA misses certain deadlines. Has to do with the stock.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
So why is it like
Could be
that?
negative sentiment. I don't know. Who knows?
So the thing is, an 8% dividend yield is still $6.5 billion of their $12.5 billion in free cash flow. So it's half of it. But
FDA ruling on e-cigs.
yeah, I don't know, guys. I really don't know. That's weird. I don't know what to say here. I mean, I like the free cash flow a lot. The other thing I like is very, very low capital expenditures. I mean, the revenue, it's like 3% of the revenue, not even. 3% of revenue is capital expenditures. That's pretty effing low, guys. That's really low.
Someone else is saying maybe that were there bannings on vaping issues? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I'd like to see how much.
But
I'd
is
like
it
to
being
see-
overly dramatized? That's the question here.
Yeah. But to that point, I would like to see how much of their revenue and
I'm
profit
sorry.
comes from that.
So someone else is saying, I thought this was a joke, guys. Sorry, but they said they're banning menthol cigarettes in the U.S. That was part of it, I think. Part of their big portion of their revenue was menthols. Paul, I know you like to fire up a menthol 100, listen to some jazz music, have a cognac on a Friday night.
I do.
But yeah, if you're holding BTI, it's going to cost you.
Let's do this.
You want me to hit the trading real
Yeah,
quick?
trade it up. BTI,
All right.
people trading it. For some reason I was perfectly fine with a dead silence for about 5 seconds. I don't know why that is. But,
Nothing's better than a show, than dead silence.
yes, go ahead.
So right now, I mean, you could see that it's just been all over the map. And right now, it's kind of a dog stock. So you could probably throw a tracker share on this thing and just let it run for a little while. Now, let me pull up the daily, because this is probably a lot more exciting. This thing moves around quite a bit. And you can, I mean, right now, you know what?
Give it to me
This is
now.
weird because, you typically see it go like this, and it's pretty quick how this daily stochastic moves. This is almost moving like a weekly stochastic. Look how just Oh, that's why.
Angle
You know what?
from
So
candlestick?
with TradingView, I like it, but it does have its quirks that I don't like. Like that just defaulted me to a 1 hour chart. Now it makes a lot more sense. So you can definitely do this, but your struggle is going to be trying to get through those 4 major moving averages. That's going to be very hard for you. I think you're going to face a downtrend, and you can short this thing down to whatever this price is, $35, before you can go long on it for sure. Yes, that's a tough one, but I'm glad I caught that. I wasn't looking right, Seth.
Yeah, if you need more insight on what most stochastics are, on the bottom right of the trading chat,
join the
yesterday's,
bid and
you can join the bid and ask. Yesterday's video at 9 a.m.
Actually, you don't even need to join the bid and ask. You can just join the Discord, and the chart setup is in announcements somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I can repost it. It's been a while since I've reposted it.
Okay, that is our take on BT.
Well, I want to do the stock
my
analyzer
apologies,
tool.
Paul. Stock analyzer tool for BTI, British Tobacco. Go ahead, baby.
So guys, I don't know. I'm putting very low growth because I still think there's a lot of growth in developing countries for tobacco. I think Africa will be the next one that starts to do tobacco more. Share change, high side issuing 1%, low side keeping the same. I did these assumptions here. I put PE and price of free cash flow very low, 10, 12, 14. Guys, look at this. I mean, I'm there. We're there above the minimum, above the middle. And we're pretty close to the low number. I don't know. This is odd. Because this one's like, okay, maybe it's just people being overly dramatic. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with this. I really don't.
All right, that's our take on BTI. All donations today go to Minds Matter Cleveland. Let's see. Paul Niels gave Signet Corp, and he now wants to look at SFM. Is this Sprouts Farmer?
And we're done now, guys. No more donations.
I love this market.
Sprouts. You been there, Mo?
Yeah, they have one in Florida, in Tampa. It's a really nice place.
I think it's pronounced Florida.
It's Florida. And I don't even like going to the supermarket.
So one thing I do know, this profit margin is a fluke from last year because everybody was home. If you look at it, $2.7 billion company, 5-year PE of 14.4, which is still a check mark, but last year's 10. So last year, because everybody was home, that's why it was driven, they drove a lot of profit in. Because typical profit margin on grocery stores is like 2 to 3% on the high side. Return on invested capital, 5 years, 7.8%, that's an X. But I think that makes sense for grocery stores. I mean, where else can they really invest their capital to really drive more profit? It makes sense. Income statement. Big thing, guys, how many stores are they opening? 4.34 to 6.28. How many stores are they opening, guys? That's a big question. You have to know how many stores they're opening because that could be a big driver here. You want to see same store sales growth. That's the number I'd put in stock analyzer tool for your growth number. So I'm automatically going to go back here and I'm just going to skip. I'm going to go to find it. I'm going to look for, actually,
I would think that the Akron branch of Sprouts Farmers, this revenue is up considering all the amount of sex jelly you buy. Paul.
Can you do the crickets for us?
Sure, let me get to that real quick.
Sure, let me do that.
Did that joke go over well? Are there women and children watching? Probably not. Keep going, Paul. Sprouts Farmers.
Okay. Let me look at comparable store. Okay. Yeah, so they still get good revenue growth on comparable stores. That's good. Okay, so anyhow, back to it. Net income, 128 to 272. See, as you can tell, guys, this is COVID time. Big jump, almost doubled in profit. So just keep that in mind going forward. Shares outstanding, wow, buying back a lot. 136 down to 117. In fact, we should actually look at 149 down to 117 because this is the very last quarter of that year. So this is a big drop. This is a big drop in shares. It's pretty impressive. Now, one thing I'll look at here, 1.45 billion in long-term liabilities. Their current free cash flow is 184 million. So that's a huge number. But remember, they're probably putting their leases as part of those liabilities. So that's something to factor in there. It is debt, it's money owed, but they can sublease that too. So I wouldn't exactly put, a lot of retail will have an X on this pillar. And you can see, I wouldn't really consider this one an X. Overall, guys, for all intents and purposes, I would actually consider this an 8-pillar stock because this doesn't bother me because it's grocery. It's not going to have a very high return on invested capital, but for that reason, you got to pay a lower multiple. And the long-term liability thing, you get to do your due diligence on it, but there's probably a lot of capital leases in there.
Laura's saying, OG patron is saying that they open 20 to 22 stores a year, Paul. They're growing.
How many stores do they currently have?
She didn't give me that.
Okay. Free cash flow. Actually, free cash flow is down from, okay, that's interesting. So the average over the last 5 years is 185 million. Multiplied by 20 is 3.6 billion. So it's definitely a check mark there in terms of value. So let's go to Stock Analyzer Tool once Mo's done doing this.
Mosef, what's your take on Sprouts Farmer?
I would look at it from a daily perspective for sure. You have a really nice trend going here. The only thing you're going to need a lot of volume to get through these moving averages of 100 and 200 days. But everything else is looking really good. And I know there's a lot of people in the Bid and Ask Nation that trade this frequently, just because you do get these little channels of good ups and downs. So this was actually a pretty good trade right here you could have caught. So another one is coming. Another one is coming if you look at the daily stochastic. So keep a watch on this. This is a great stock to put. If you have a portfolio of 5 to 10 stocks you trade on a regular basis, this is a good one to throw in there because it moves very consistently up and down.
Neil said they have 362 current stores, Paul.
They're opening 20 a year. That's big growth.
And some guy, they want you to react to some guy named Phil Town. He bought Sprouts Farmers.
Phil Town? He writes books.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah, he does write books.
Oh, then maybe we'll look at one of his YouTube videos.
Does he have YouTube videos?
Yeah, but they're a little long and drawn out, folks. If you're recommending Paul, we can't react to a 37-minute video.
We can't react to a 37-second video.
We'd be here for 4 hours. So,
well, not only that, I just don't like watching videos.
That's true. So,
they send videos in the chat. They're like, Paul, watch this. I'm like, I don't watch videos.
Yeah. So if you want to send over someone in Discord, send me a Phil Town video that's not like long and drawn out, or we have to cut one up and we'll get after it. So, Paul, you're in Stock Analyzers. Did you already even do it? I totally forgot.
Yes, I did it. I put some numbers in here, guys. If you want to look back at this, just hit the pause button, look at this, and then hit play again, and then catch up to live. But I hit analyze. Yeah, it's not far off, guys. The middle price is $20. Not far off here. Maybe you sell some puts if you can at this price, or you just wait and put your buy in for $20 a share. But you probably will do okay if my assumptions are correct buying at today's price.
Oh, nice.
Assuming my assumptions are correct, and I think I went pretty conservative, that's not bad. Mo, you like the stores?
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good supermarket. Do we
Really?
have one around here?
I was joking about the Akron branch.
Okay.
Like, what do they do different?
Natural based, people are saying natural stuff.
Yeah, they have. It's a lot of that stuff, and it's almost like a Trader Joe's, except the only reason I don't like Trader Joe's is I hate going in them because they're so small. They're so tiny, and I don't like being around people. But Sprouts is kind of the same thing, and it spreads out. I wanted something from Trader Joe's, and I sent her because I can't go in that store. All of these hippie people trying to touch me.
Now that's where you get your lambskin, sheepskin.
Foreskin?
Nicole fired up on that one.
Condoms?
Yeah. Your
God.
sheepskin condoms. Mo, I know because you're. Yeah,
Okay.
that's about right. Okay, great. That was Sprouts Farmers Market with the giggity goo. Paul, a couple questions about the. Oh my gosh. Paul is big on continuous learning. What's the best thing he has learned about stocks in the last year, Paul?
Best thing I've learned about stocks in the last year.
Has to be. I would say it has to be something to do with the psychological side of it.
Maybe, but I had the psychological side.
Yeah, but I feel like that's the.
For me, for stocks, it's like the one thing I think pulling the trigger sooner. Like I think I used to overanalyze too much. And now I'm like, listen, like I'm looking at Sprouts Farmers Market. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go look at this company because it's growing, it's selling for a reasonable multiple. You like it. I'm gonna go see what people think about it, and it still has a lot of growth left in it. And I've made some pretty reasonable assumptions here. Maybe I'll pick up some shares and start doing something with it. I don't know. I just
we've talked about your conservative approach to buying. Typically, I don't know if there's ever. I can't recall, Timo, a time when Paul was more versed to buying over Mo. Mo usually pulls the trigger more because you're trading. We had Jimmy in, and he did not share your same concerns about. Now again, you're probably dealing with maybe a lot more money. You have a lot of people riding a lot of
Jimmy
your
gets money and
businesses.
he uses all that cash to buy positions.
Yeah.
I'm more of okay, let me keep things going. I have steady cash flow coming in from multiple ventures. Let me just wait till the right times. Like I just look at it going, I see the market being so overpriced. I have a hard time believing that Sprouts Farmers Market is not going to go down if the market falls in half. Mm-hmm. That's just my mentality. But I got to get more in hey, Paul, you're never going to be able to time the market. So start buying some and building a position up.
Okay, great. Keep going yet. Let's see. Let's keep going. Mo, you see anything? What watches do you guys have on? You two? I'm not wealthy
I have
enough to these
a
watches.
chocolate rose gold Sky Dweller.
I have a navy blue Hublot
This is my best investment I made in the last
Classic
year.
Fusion.
And I have a Radio Shack Casio calculator watch. No, I have some stupid one. No one's asking.
I love this watch. This is a great watch.
There's a watch video on the Patreon or Everything Money
You like
community.
it,
You can
Nicole?
queue it up in Discord. You can see Paul's watch tour. It's interesting. What else? If you're joining, Paul, there can't be the same. There's a couple OG homies, but again, folks, we have our Austin workshop again Sunday, December 12th. We're going to be opening up tickets and very soon. We have that all set up, so that'll be fun. Join us for a one-day full workshop on mindset, on trading, on Paul's, and just you can meet us and share the community, meet people in person. Paul, we laugh is you're going to have people with multiple name tags, so it'll be their real name, their YouTube name, their Discord name. All that will go into it. And so we'll get that done in Austin. If you're interested, details to follow. And of course, we're giving away a Tesla when we hit 100,000 subscribers, which is going to be happening so quickly. And so this fall, prior to Thanksgiving, if you join the Everything Money community, you're automatically entered to win the Tesla that we're giving away. So Mo, what you seeing over there? Anything I'm missing, baby?
People are just really making a lot of comments. When are you guys coming to Sweden? I don't know.
Sweden?
Paul, one-time offer, $10,000 for you to legally adopt me so you can be my dad. Yes or no?
Well,
What was it again? What was the question?
This person is making a one-time offer to you, $10,000 for you to legally adopt him so you can be his dad.
No, thank you.
well, you'll probably
That's a no.
ignore him. You'll have to
Oh,
navigate.
there you go. Here's a good one.
Okay.
I have a question. Why do y'all treat issuing shares as evil, all evil, after the company creating pure cash, thus making their balance sheets more attractive, a smaller piece of a bigger pie? Wait a second. You just said it.
I've said before, not all issuing shares, just like a low PE isn't always good.
Just like
a high PE isn't always bad.
Just like buying back shares is not always good.
Correct. Everything is about the situation. We are using generic rules here that kind of weed out the thing. I'm going to miss things because of the situation. If a stock is very expensive, they should be issuing shares as opposed to taking on debt. But just remember, that's still going to hurt the company long term. It will still hurt the company long term because if a company has 10 shares and $10 in profit, that's $1 profit per share. If they triple the number of shares, they go to 30 shares, but they also triple their profit, it's still $1 per share. You as a shareholder got no benefit of the company tripling. That's my point. None of the rules, and that's why investing is an art. Nothing is set in stone of like, you cannot do this. I have found 3 PE companies I won't touch. I have found 70 PE company. I bought Walgreens when it was a 70 PE. Why? Because I pulled the layers back because of you guys. Somebody asked me, I'm like, wait a second, this isn't really a 70 PE company. This is a 1 or 2 year issue. Once they weed it out, it's going to be normal. CCL doesn't even have a PE, and I bought them, right? So there's no set tried rule, but yeah, issuing shares is okay under certain circumstances. I just don't like seeing the habit of it.
You know, my wife just booked a Carnival cruise.
Did she?
And we got a $50 discount for owning 100 shares, Mo.
Wow.
My son wanted.
That's like Ford's discount.
Yeah,
that
my
they're
son
doing.
wanted to. My son wanted to make sure he got the discount.
I love it.
With his shares. So, okay, guys. Yeah, let's see. Why don't we like banks, Paul?
It's not that I don't like banks, guys. I don't understand.
True. That's true.
I don't understand banks. There's a big difference. I would love to understand banks. It's a lot more complicated than I want it to be, that I feel comfortable with, so I just choose not to. I'd love to own banks. I think banks would be an overlooked great, because I think most people don't understand banks, and therefore there'd be opportunity to buy there. I own one bank, FMNB, because I talked to a banking analyst, and I asked him to explain it to me, and I said to him, okay, based on your thing, what's it worth? It was selling for $11 or $12 a share at the time, and he said, I think it's worth around 18 or 19. That was his comment, and I trusted him. I knew his process. It's like, okay, I'm going to buy this. It's a local bank that I like.
For those of you who's jumping in recently, we did record some brand new content for our Patreon and Everything Money community only. We talk about the daily exclusive videos we're giving to you. Mo goes daily, and now all 3 of us are starting to provide some of those more secretive, kind of not well-known stocks. And so we are bringing you some exclusive material.
Look at this. The market's only down 1.5% now. It's rebounding, kids. Yeah, look at this.
Never ends.
Look at this. It's rebounding.
Never ends.
It's rebounding.
Someone else asked about my Little Book stocks on July 1st. If you're in the Discord, there's a Little Book chat. But on July 1st, I invested $350,000 of my total retirement savings into the little book that beats the market stocks. We picked 30 of them together. We did it live. I'm currently down probably around $5,000 to $6,000. But people keep asking me for an update. I'm not even actually looking that much as I used to, Paul. Remember, I'd be like a daily thing. I'd be freaking out if BTI went down, but I'm not really looking. I just happened to look today.
I don't ever look.
Because the market was down a smidge. I just wanted to. Yeah, so I'm down $5,000 today, actually, now I think about it. So, but I'm learning not to really even care. Oh my gosh, how funny. Paul reacts, Matt Jones, the Everything Money comedian, says, Paul should react to Everything Money valuation videos from the past, Paul. We have them from like a couple of years ago.
It's same. All it's going to be is how ridiculous or how poor they were in comparison to they are now. Everything else is going to be the same, the numbers, etc.
Paul, can you break down the ROIC pillar, please? Pillar number 2.
I take the free cash flow over the last 5 years average and divide it by the current money invested in the business, which I forget the exact numbers because there are multiple ways to calculate ROIC. I think I picked long-term liabilities and equity or something along those lines. And that's my ROIC. If you Google how to calculate ROIC, you're going to get so many different answers, just like WACC. We need average cost of capital. I just picked my method and said, this makes the most sense to me. I'm going to use this. Cash flow. A lot of people use earnings. They do 1 year. I use a 5-year number.
People saying, why aren't you short Tesla? I mean, Charlie Munger doesn't short. He's not a fan of it.
Well, Tesla's also very expensive to short because there's so many shares that want to be shorted. So I'm not want to pay that interest rate. But also, I have a short on the S&P, and that's fine for me because it's easy to short, very low interest costs, and I believe I can guess the market over long periods of time a lot better than I can guess an individual stock.
Make sure you guys are fondling the thumbs up, of course. Let's see. Wow, you guys are doing great. Let's see. Yeah, Paul, someone says, how do you size your positions?
Oh, Aswath is really
like
smart.
Yes,
Chris.
I like him.
Where
and
is
he has
it?
an epic sweater game.
Where'd it go?
It's probably down way below you where you're at.
Like
Okay.
the 6th last comment.
Okay, thanks, Mo. Go ahead. What does it say? I don't even see it.
Oh,
I'm
it
sorry.
He just asked about a guy. He's the guy who works at
NYU?
NYU.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Have you watched him, Seth?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Who is this guy? again?
Aswath Damodaran.
Oh, I think you're Paul. You're not. Oh my gosh,
What?
Paul.
What?
Look at this. This is the next. Let me see if I'm making sure I'm not crazy. Did my mouse just die? This is the next reaction video I was going to have for you. Is this
Really?
Is this guy? Is this guy? Is this guy?
There was one.
Is that him?
Yeah, it's the guy.
So, Seth, it's funny. The one night when Paul used to live in my neighborhood, he literally called me on like a Friday night and we went over there. Remember, we like ordered food and we watched him talking about value investing for like 3 hours on YouTube.
Wow. Well, maybe. Okay, Paul. I'd love to get your thoughts on this one. Then we'll do.
I mean, he's a smart guy.
He's great. Yeah, he's a very smart guy.
I
Makes a lot
watched
of
a
sense.
video. It was a mindset video about value investing, and
I emailed him once. He never responded.
I found it very interesting. We should email him now because we got more subscribers.
maybe.
Well, he's got more
Maybe
subscribers than us. I don't know how.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at this.
What's that?
Amazon debuts Astro Robot, in-home robot. Is this like a vacuum?
No, this must be
What is this
the
thing?
opposite of the Tesla bot, Mo. This must be the competition for the Tesla bot. Remember that stupid bot that came out like
Yeah,
I know the
do.
bathroom.
But look at this
that
thing.
no one cared about?
Look at that thing now.
That's Wally.
All right, should I
hell is
keep the
going on?
microphone on?
Bathroom?
That's awesome.
No, I'll turn it off, Paul.
Yeah, turn my microphone off.
But Paul, we tried this one time. I turned it off and people could hear you pee.
That's epic.
It can roll around your. I want this. I don't even know what it does, but I want
What
it.
does it do?
I don't know. I'm reading.
All right, listen. This is serious. Should I turn his mic off or just let him pee on it? I mean, turn it off. Nicole's too careful.
Yeah. All right. Let me see what other comments are rolling in here.
Comment if you were here on that live stream where Paul was peeing on air and we got to listen to all of it.
That's a real OG.
Paul does not have kids, and nor ever will he. He's 40. He's too old. Is Paul taking a dump? I don't think so. He just drinks a lot of water, trying to lose some weight. So it's probably going number 1.
Yeah.
This has happened before. So you want that robot mode to follow you around?
Yeah, this
and-
thing is awesome. I want to see what it does first. I got a lot of landscape inside of my home now that I got to clean, and I don't want to clean it.
What are you talking about?
Well, there's like
Oh, the carpets.
the carpets and the
Well,
hard
let me
surfaces,
Let me
etc.
dry my eyes here. When you buy a house too damn big, you need a robot to. Okay.
$1,000.
$1,000 for the robot.
$1,000.
All right, guys. Oh, let's see.
How much do you guys allocate in a single position size? I mean, I typically don't go any more than 5%, but I've heard of people out there that go 30%, you know? Seth, somebody asked about the bid and ask and what it is.
Yeah.
So you get me, you get all of my teaching videos
Well,
that
let's slow down. Bare bones. You join everythingmoney.com.
Correct.
One of the tiers is the Bid and Ask Nation.
Yes.
You get everything you would get in all the below tiers. You get access to our software, stock analyzer tool, retirement calculator, the real estate calculator that's coming out, all the stuff. We want to build one of the biggest and best financial apps you've ever seen to have it on your hip, like a holstered shotgun every day. And then if you want to join the Bid and Ask Nation, you get Mo and a select group of about 900 traders who are really, go ahead, Mo, take over.
But it doesn't feel like 900 because it's broken down so well. And then you get access to private videos that are just me teaching, private seminars, which I want to do another seminar. Maybe I'll do it this Friday, but maybe it'll be next Friday. And of course, then you get access to my trades, my watch lists, the Employed Trader series, which is I update you on 6 stocks every single day of what to do with those 6 stocks. It's kind of like a working man's portfolio. It's not an OnlyFans, like somebody just said, but it's great. I think a lot of people are benefiting greatly from it. We have people that are making money from the day trading side, long-term side, swing trading side every single day. And it's a lot of like-minded people to help you out and make some gains.
That is the Bid and Ask Nation. Paul, people were confused because you were supposed to be going to the bathroom and then you were also texting in the live chat, which got weird.
That's not true.
Oh, he's back.
Remember, there's a delay, guys, between our video. Yeah.
There's a delay. Right, got it. That's funny. There is a delay. What else, everybody? We have just a few minutes, Paul. Closing remarks before we bring this home, baby.
The guys, you should look forward to these days. These are great days. We want it to get worse and worse and worse because you're a value investor and you want things on sale. Don't be like everybody else where the only thing in the world they don't want on sale are their investments. You want your investments on sale so you can buy more of them. Usually when the pendulum swings, fundamentally things have not changed. Just people's emotions have changed. That's it. So stay true to that. Keep listening to us. We'll keep talking about that. I don't check my stocks very often. The only time I check is on down days, actually. That's when I check, and I'm good with it.
All right, guys, that's our take. That's the show. Join us every morning, 9 a.m., Mo in the morning, for news of the morning and trading. Patrons and Everything Money community. Thursday at 2 p.m., you can ask all those crazy stocks that no one's ever heard of. We will do them live in the community exclusive live stream we do Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. And so we've moved our fireside chat of all three of us to every single week we come to our entire community and you guys can ask those stocks while we also bring you stocks on a daily basis moving forward. So we're getting after it on our end. We're glad to have you on there. We appreciate, again, all the donations today, which is going to Minds Matter Cleveland, charity. All the super chat donations go to charity. So we appreciate you guys. And that's our take. I see people jumping off, so I will let you guys go. You're awesome. We appreciate your support. As always, we're just... we share, actually, if you don't know this, if you message us on Instagram and on Discord and all this, we share all the messages between the group.
No, we don't.
Well, it's very positive.
I get so many messages. I check maybe 5% of them. Do not mess. By the way, for those of you who are not in Paul Super Shorts and asking questions in Instagram, I'm refusing to answer anymore because I want to respect the people in Paul Super Shorts who pay for access. But every so often, I will read a message, I'll take a screenshot of it and send it to the group. But I rarely check the messages because I just get so many. And I'm okay with that. I appreciate you guys still writing in. It's not to be negative. It's just, when I have 50,000 Instagram followers, there's no way I can possibly keep up because I already get dozens of messages a day. So for me to even look, it's just not possible.
Pete, you can upgrade tiers. And the first of the month is a great time to do it if you're a patron. And if you're in Everything Money, you can do it whenever you want. You can upgrade tiers and watch some other of our live streams and we can talk about it. Or message me in Discord. I can talk about upgrading. Uh-oh.
Did we miss a super chat from Ed?
Sorry, did I?
No, I just want to make sure.
Oh, wait, let me see. Sorry. So, let's see.
I'm not sure how to check super chats.
Yeah.
I'm checking it right now. Oh, he did go 50. Hey, guys, could you please make a playlist called...
stocks we actually bought.
Stocks that we actually bought would help a lot.
Thanks, Ed. That is a great idea. Stocks we actually bought. That would clean it up a bit. Great, Ed. Thanks so much for that. All right, folks, that's our show. We'll see you on the live stream on Thursday.
Just give it to 'em.
You guys are
roll with
awesome. See you
I
around.
just put a note in there on the playlist that we might not
Thanks,
necessarily
guys.
own those stocks still.
See you guys. All right, Nicole. Thanks, babe.